Good morning, students. How are you today? Today we'll be looking at a lesson in our numeracy, and the title is sets. And at the end of today, we'll be able to identify different terminology or keywords that we use in set. Let's start by saying, if I ask you to go and call me Michelle, Michelle could be in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, or year 5. But now I ask you to go and call me Michelle Olayemi. Now what will come to your mind first is Michelle Olayemi is in year what? Year 5. Now I've already defined what or who I want you to call. This is Michelle Olayemi. You will not by mistake go to year 1, but rather you correctly go to year 5 Ruby to call Michelle Olayemi. Another example. Take a look at this color. What color is this? This is color red. This is another color red. Now this color is different from color white. Take a look at this. This is white. And here also is white. And so if I'm to pick another color, and I ask to pick another color blue, of course there are some other elements in it, but dominantly by blue. Now if I ask you come out by table, pick color red, you quickly pick color red. Why? Because color red belongs to the group of red. Even if I scatter everything, I am putting red and blue and yellow in different places. And I ask you pick an object that has color white. You quickly pick this particular object because it is color white. Now let's go to what is the meaning of sets. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. You are asked to go and collect different objects. Now you differentiate those objects from one another. And so we have what keywords in the set. What are the keywords that we will be using for this topic? Number 1, elements. Elements. And the sign that we represent or that represent element is this sign. What is this sign? It looks like letter E. Next is non-elements. Now the letter E has a crossover, meaning that it is non-element. I'm going to explain the short why, but let's look at the keyword first. Then the next word is union. Union is being represented by U, letter U. I'm representing the word union with letter U. Now let's go back again. I said a set is a well-defined connections of objects. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. If I ask you to go to a group of class, year 5 Ruby, you will not go to year 1. Now, the keyword we mentioned to us, first, elements. Number 2, non-elements. Third one, union. Next is intersection, to intersect. And the sign is letter N. You can see the difference between union and intersection. Letter U, letter N. Then the next one is subset, which is letter C, and complement, letter A. Now, what are the meaning of this with examples? These are where we need to work on our mathematics. Now, when we talk about elements, let's take for instance, I have some alphabets. Letter A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. Is A an element of this set? Yes. But if I ask you, is 2 an element of this set? No, because 2 is not common to this particular alphabet. So an element will represent the letter element, so I put letter E and I put a cross because 2 did not belong to the alphabet group. Let's look at another example too. Union. Union comprises of different categories of elements, and I'll be using the word Venn diagram. Now, what do we mean by this Venn diagram? I'll use it to explain the word union and other aspects of sets. In the Venn diagram, when I mention Venn diagram, I mean a diagram. Take for instance, when we talk about Venn diagram, the Venn diagram representing a union that contains elements of A and B. In other words, the Venn diagram look like this big circle. Now, when we use U, remember I said U represents union. So the union of A and B. This is bus A, and where we have bus B. Now, in bus A, there are a lot of fruits different from bus B, as you can see here. So we can now say A union B, that is, what can we see in A and what can we see also in B? In other words, what are those things that are elements that are common that are in the two buses? You can see this egg, this thing, banana, mango, apple, orange, bottle, then butter. Now all these, what we can see in A and B. Now let's look at the second Venn diagram. The second Venn diagram talks about intersection. In other words, the two circles, let's look at this one. Where they intersect is what we call intersection. And the sign for intersection is letter N. Look at this area. We have different shapes: pentagon, triangle, heptagon, nonagon, circle, octagon, rectangle, heptagon, and decagon. All these are different shapes in the element of C and in the element of D. But these two elements, or these two Venn diagrams, intersect at circle. In other words, the circle is just at the middle here. All the other shapes, being triangle, rectangle, are in different A and B. But where both of them intersect, that is, let's look at it like this, C and D. Both of them intersect at circle. And now the circle is in between the element of C and the element of D. At this junction, we are able to describe to us what is a set. And I said a set is a collection of well-defined objects. Collection of well-defined objects. I also mentioned to us that there are different colors, that this is color red, and so when I'm arranging all the colors on my tables here, I'll put red together, I'll put the blue together, and I'll put the white together. But supposing they are all scattered, what will you do? It means you can rearrange them and call this one a set, another one a set of blue, and this is a set of white. Now after that, we mentioned to us different key words and signs or symbols that you will see. And the first one is elements. If I'm describing elements in another way, I will tell you that what are the elements of the alphabet. We have A, letter B, C, D. They are all in alphabet. When you see a figure 2, that means this 2 is not an element of alphabet. What sign do we use for element and what sign do we use for non-element? Letter E represents element, like this. While when it is crossed down, it means non-element. Another sign or symbol I mentioned to us today is union. Letter U represents the word union. Union means what we can see. For instance, we have 3, 5, 7, 9. All these are what? All these are odd numbers. And so if I'm to look at it, that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are the union of all the odd number? Let's circle the odd number. 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1, 3, 5, and 7 belongs to odd number. And so if we are looking at intersects, that is, in all these numbers, where do they intersect? Which number is common to this number up here and here? So we have 3, 5, 7, 9. They intersect on this few number. So I hope by the time we come up with on our platform, we'll be able to look at different application of the sign or symbol that we have learned even with this video. Thank you. God bless you.